So what we're going to look at here is just it's a presentation. It's a brief overview of our return to core auditing. So it is our goal in returning to core auditing that the program service auditors are able to provide a quality core audit while ensuring the safety of the employees of the companies that we're auditing, as well as our auditors, without compromising the integrity of the core program. We can just move on and discuss what that looks like moving forward here. So public health orders have required us to look at new ways to perform audits. For everyone's safety, we are restricting person-to-person contact as much as possible during the audit. This will involve digital documentation review, virtual meetings, and virtual site observations. On June 15th, we will begin to resume core auditing, and while restrictions are in place, companies scheduling audits will have to have the following items. So we will need you to have a computer with a camera, a microphone, and an internet connection. The previous 12 months of documentation in a digital format, or the ability to scan the documentation for upload to our secure FTP site. Large companies will be asked to submit a job list from the past 12 months, and the auditor will advise which job site documentation will be required to eliminate those companies having to upload very large quantities of documentation. We'll need a private room with a computer, phone, or tablet. It'll need to be provided for the interview process. When we're looking at site interviews, that could be as simple as a cell phone in a vehicle. A portable device such as a tablet or smartphone for site observations with an internet or data connection. So looking at the auditing process. So the audits will be booked over a 4-day period. An advisor will be available to assist with the organization of documentation if requested, if needed. Program Services Administration will send an email link to our secure FTP server with directions on how to upload your documentation. And there will be a set of file folders that has been set up on the FTP site to make it easier for you to organize the documentation and upload it. And it'll also be easier for the auditor to review come your audit date. So you'll begin uploading documentation as soon as possible to ensure that everything is completed and ready for the audit. So documentation upload will take place in the 3 weeks prior to the audit. If you have a web-based, if you have a web-based program such as SiteDocs, you can simply provide the auditor with access to that. And just a brief discussion on that with the SiteDocs access. You can either create us an account with a password, or a lot of companies in the past have granted us an admin level of access. It's a higher level, and we can see a little bit more there. So the auditor will contact the company about 3 weeks before the scheduled audit date to review the process and walk everyone through it. It's a new process. So the opening and closing meetings will be done virtually via Teams. Something I want to stress here is that you do not need to have Microsoft Teams installed on your computer or phone, any of the devices being utilized throughout the audit. The auditor will send you an invitation with a link. You just need to click on that link, and it will download an interface and connect you to Teams. So looking at we discussed the opening and closeout meeting. Interviews, again, will be done via Teams. And with the interview process, much the same as when we do them in person, we just need that quiet private area. So moving on to talk about site observations. So site observations will be done virtually utilizing Teams. The auditor will direct the core contact as to what they would like to observe. In the event that virtual site observations cannot be performed, or the SCSA auditor deems that in-person site visits are necessary, the auditor may travel to site. Many of these scenarios we can very effectively achieve meaningful, thorough observations virtually. It's going to be a case-by-case basis, and it will occur that in person is needed to do it properly. So travel to job sites will be restricted to day trips. No overnight travel will be accommodated at this time. Adhering to travel restrictions issued by the government of Saskatchewan, we will not be able to audit any sites in northern Saskatchewan, again, at this time. Auditors required to travel to site will have infectious diseases PPE kits along with their regular PPE. So that will include masks, hand sanitizer, gloves, and disinfecting wipes. For sites requiring anything above that specialized PPE, the company will be required to provide that to the auditor. Anything, such as an N95 mask, plastic face shields, any site-specific requirements. So once that's all completed and the audit results are compiled, at the closeout meeting, again, we'll be utilizing Teams for that. A signed copy of the audit tool will be sent to the company, and a copy of the evaluation summary page will then be signed by the client and submitted to the auditor, either via email or transferred to the FTP site. So we realize that not every company will be able to meet the technical requirements for a remote audit, and that's fine. These companies will be given 90-day extensions on their milestones or the core expirations, with the expectation that when the restrictions are lifted, we would perform the audit using traditional methods in person. So for us, for getting caught up, we've had some audits postponed in the recent time frame here. So we are contacting companies scheduled for audits in June and July and working with them to determine if remote auditing is an option for them. So audit reminder packages have been sent out to companies due in August, advising them of the remote auditing procedure that we are now utilizing. We will begin contacting all companies who have been issued extensions due to COVID and offering to schedule a remote audit date for them. Companies requiring baseline audits are asked to contact Program Services Department and to set up their remote audit. So if you are coming due for a baseline audit or have received a core C-Core audit reminder package, please call as soon as possible to book your audit date. The audit schedule will be very busy for the next several months, and we will try our best to catch up to ensure a date that will work for you. Contact us via email as soon as possible. The email for program services is SCSA programinfo@scsaonline.ca. And I just want to say thank you for your patience. This is a new process for us and for you, for the companies being audited. Thank you for the support that's been shown for the remote auditing process. And please contact us if you have any questions.
And I'm just going to jump in on the tail end of what Byron had said there, and just reinforce the fact that this is a new process for us, and we are working with the companies on a one-to-one basis, because everybody's unique. Everyone's got a different expiration date for their core or their milestones. Everybody has a different scope of work. Everybody has different job sites. So it really, in these times with having to do a little bit of a workaround for some of the audits, we really are making that effort to try and work individually with each company. So if this seems intimidating when you look at all this, it's not really. Just contact our offices, preferably through email, and we'll be in touch with you, and we're pretty confident we can work something out for you.